ICT Functional Skills, Microsoft Edge Options. Topics you need to know. You're going to look at accessibility as well as personalisation. But please note, some features highlighted in each of these topics could be considered either of the above. Now we're going to look at some of the features within Microsoft Edge, specifically to do with personalisation and accessibility. Now, a lot has changed over the years. There are less features than there used to be, mainly because people are encouraged to code web pages in such a way that it is now more accessible than they used to be. But we're going to look at some of the features that still exist and that may be of use to you. Now if we go to the top right hand side, we see this three-dotted icon with settings and more. And you can see the option to zoom and to zoom out, and also to look in full screen. If you get stuck in full screen, you can toggle full screen with F11. You can also find certain content on a page. You can also do this with Control and F. And there's the option to read aloud. Now you may want to be familiar with this, because if you're using specific software, that may not be installed in every machine you're going to use. Sometimes it's good to see what features are already there and how well they work for you. We go down to settings now. You can change your theme. Do you find it easier to read from a dark or a light theme? Explore. You can set Microsoft Edge to open specific pages when you open Edge, and you can have more than one page. They're easy to add and remove from here. Bear in mind, the more pages you add, that the content is then going to update when you next open Edge. Just consider that the amount of tabs you have open. You can import favourites from other devices. So if you're doing a lot of research, you may want to save your favourites down to memory stick or send by email, and then you can upload those favourites to different devices. You can also log into browsers and do the same thing that way as well. I've chosen not to show my favourites bar. If you've done a lot of Christmas shopping, you may have found that your browsing and suggestions have been affected by previous things like that shopping. You may choose to clear certain data to make your studies easy to research. And you can see the option for logging into things like your account for your personalisation there across your different devices. We now look at the advanced settings. You can currently see I'm not showing my home button, but I have chosen to block things like pop-ups. On the personalisation things I do prefer to do, depends on the device, depends on the browser, and depends on what I'm using it for, I change the download location. And that's easy to do. You literally just go to change, you select your location that you want to save something, and every time you go to save something in that browser, it then goes to that location. Or you may choose to have a prompt, like I've done here, just in case I want to save it elsewhere. I would then browse the rest of these options. They're all about how you use Edge, or this browser in specifically. Once you're happy with these features, it gives you more of an idea what your browser can do for you. And that's it for now. There aren't as many options as there used to be, as I said, because of the way web pages are coded, and devices and browsers, how they read those pages. Now if you set your preferences to the operating system, your browsers are more likely to pick those up, but it's still worth knowing what you can change as well. Practice task. In the exam, additional questions about browsers can come up, so it is good to be familiar with the main browsers, not just the ones you prefer. Go ahead and explore the features in your browsers. What things might be useful to change? Ask your tutor what browser you will have for the exam.